Well, in the last video, I said I heard on 60 Minutes that Osama bin Laden was working for the CIA through British intelligence. Well, on 9/11, and one of the firemen said to consider any other possibility in the way it happened would be would make the firemen and policemen not heroes. Firemen and policemen are heroes every day, and they were really heroes on that day. That was a hard day for everybody in New York City, and I'm very sorry it happened to you. I'm very sorry it happens to anybody. But you gotta, why was the Air Force not flying that day? You gotta ask yourself this: why the man that owned the building said pull? Well, he came on later and said he meant pull the people out, but it's also an explosion. Explosive experts word to blow. Uh, Now, I don't know if this is what happened, but the only family to take to the air that day was all Osama bin Laden's relatives were taken out of New York and with an escort. Uh, and he never even claimed credit for that until 2 weeks later. I think it was almost 2 weeks later that he claimed credit for the bombing. Well, he never planned it. He was just a figurehead. But he, like I said, to my knowledge, he was friends with George Bush at one time. My thoughts on the thing is this was used to get back into Iraq. Uh, the firemen and the policemen were heroes. They really were, and there's no taking that away from them. But that's not what I got on here for. Uh, well, I did partly, but you have to look at various aspects of it, like uh, one of the policemen or firemen, I don't know which it was, said he heard little explosions on the way down. Now, airplane fuel burns at 1500 degrees Fahrenheit. A steel beam in is made at 3000 degrees Fahrenheit. So, to bring down the building, might be possible, but I highly doubt it. I don't like wearing tight ties or shirts, but I like to look respectable when I'm talking about other people's misfortunes. Uh, Now I'm going to take you back to World War II. Roosevelt was president, and this is a true story. There's nothing false in it. You can probably find it somewhere on the internet. That off of the coast of Newfoundland, he met with Winston Churchill. I think you all know who Winston Churchill was. He was the one that went to war with Hitler in the first place in Britain. Uh, he told Roosevelt that they broke the Japanese code, which they did. There's no denying that they did that part. And he told Roosevelt off the coast of Newfoundland that the Japanese were going to attack. You people mightn't like what I'm saying, but with all respect, it should come out. A lot of good men and women died there too. A lot of men, on in 1941, I think it was. But so he told them that there was going to be attack, and Roosevelt turned to him and said, "The only way the Americans are going this is pretty hard to say because I don't want to ruin the idealistics of the American people, but you got people in there already doing that for you. Uh, Roosevelt said the only way the American people are going to go to war if something like that happens, and that something happened with Pearl Harbor. Now, like I say, saying stuff like that is it hurts. I'm Canadian, and when John F. Kennedy was assassinated, I cried. I did. I was 14 years old, but I still cried because he was assassinated. He mightn't have been the how do you say it? He run around with a lot of women, the most moral person around, but he was a good president, and he got killed because well, there was a lot of theories on why he got killed, so I ain't going. I know, Lee Harvey Oswald didn't kill him, but anyway, and that stuff goes on in our country too. Don't think it doesn't. People, the CIA come over 19. This was in 1955, I think. I'm pretty sure that's the date. A man named Wilson or Smith. I mean, the names I'm not too clear on, but the facts I do know. They interviewed this lady on TV, and they were trying to erase people's mind so they could rewrite them. That's a fact. And that woman, they did it when they were doing the interview. There's ashtrays all around her. They were all filled right with cigarettes. She was smoking herself to death. Oh yeah, I played the crosswords. I forgot to take them out of my pocket. Anyway, then a few years back, they discovered Agent Orange on one of our military bases in my province, New Brunswick, on Gagetown, it was called. And as far as I know, Agent Orange was only used in the Vietnam War. So I'm still trying to figure out how I got on our military base because we weren't even in that war. You can't go into countries fighting people that are the same race and expect to. You don't know who's your enemy on the. You don't know if your enemy standing beside you or if the Korean War. They wore uniforms. This war now, no uniforms. You don't know who's beside you, if they're your enemy or your friends. Uh, so this is our young, and it's only our young men going. You know, it's uh, it's like they're trying to get rid of. Now, this is going. These people are all around the world that are doing this. These are the like. I said I also heard. I'm not sure whether 60 Minutes. I said that in my last day. This ordinary Jewish woman said the ordinary Jew doesn't know what's going on. They're willing to share with Palestine or Palestinians. Uh, so, in most countries, the ordinary person does not uh, know what's going on. Now, in Afghanistan, the women are all uneducated, and I'm told well, I think I read it someplace that if a man rapes an Afghanistani woman, he can take her for his wife. Uh, Now this is none of my business. The politics and the style of their life. You got to consider that the girls don't get educated. Only the boys do. They should. That's the only thing I like. There's a couple of things I like to see. One-on-one marriages. Do away with moral crimes. I mean, there's got to be some morality somewhere. But you don't put a person in prison because they got made a little mistake. Well, maybe it wasn't so little, but it was a mistake. Uh, and that's on TV too. In fact, I think it's on tonight on our show on HBO or someplace like that. Afghanistan's moral uh, women or something like that, immoral women or something like that. So what I'm trying to say is, I never think of turning the TV or nothing down. Uh, so what I'm trying to say is, we got we got to talk to them and let them educate their children. If the older generation want to keep going the way they do, don't stop them. But let the younger generation learn. Not all Muslims are like this. I have friends in Kosovo. Two young girls. They're just like my granddaughters. They all act the same. They dress the same. They go to school. They're educated. And so what I'm trying to say is, I thought I heard somebody come in. What I'm trying to say is that you know, uh, that's the only thing we should be over there trying to do is teach them. If the women learn, you know, then maybe there's a chance. Like I say, it's the higher forms. I don't know what they're all scared of. They don't want to talk to each other. Uh, the head of the Mossad was on a TV show. I forget. I think it was 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes is a good news show. I watch it all the time. I'm not sure whether this was on 60 Minutes or not, though. He said the the guy in Iran is a reasonable person, and he could be reasoned with. You know, if they want to go talk to him, but they don't because Israel is scared that they're going to get that bomb and blow them up. Uh, uh, I think the United States was well. The United States was made into the force it is because uh, they were turned in like we were the peacekeepers, and anything broke out, the United States was brought in as I forget what the word is. They were the ones that fought the battles, and well, we fought battles too. We fought a lot of battles, but the United States was brought in particularly for this reason, and this was uh, asked. The United States was asked to do this, so you know you can't blame the United States for doing what you know, but things are all getting way out of hand now. I mean, everything's getting out of control, and so we have to dial it back. Uh, I had a little more to talk to, but I'm running out of time. It has nothing to do with this stuff. We're bringing in too many immigrants into Canada anyway, 200 and some thousand a year, uh, and we need that property. We got to grow food to feed ourselves and feed whoever else needs food. I mean, there's some countries, Afghanistan is one of them, is the only reason they have poppy fields. It's the only form of income because they haven't found anything that they could grow. I heard that on 60 Minutes too. What's 60 Minutes? Get away from those reality shows. Man, I hate that Mark Burnett for introducing those reality shows. There's nothing reality about them. They're not real. It's all made up crap. But women are into this bachelor stuff, heart tugging. I understand that. But uh, so my time is up. I'll let you go, and back to you next time. And don't believe anything I say. Just check into it. I wouldn't like to come on here and lie to you because I could probably end up getting myself killed yet, sooner or later.